A year later, 1 year after Jack and his siblings befriended the monsters and exposed the truth to the world, life has returned to a strange kind of normal. Monsters and humans coexist cautiously under the new Creature Accord, which keeps magical creatures hidden but safe. Jack has become a young ambassador between the two worlds. However, not all monsters are happy with the peace. In the shadows, a rogue group known as the Frightborn begins to stir. They believe monsters should rule over humans, not hide from them. A creepy signal, Jack receives a mysterious signal from a forgotten monster prison called the Hollow Nest. The message is distorted but includes a chilling phrase: "The old ones are waking." Jack takes it to the Creature Council, but they dismiss it as a hoax. Curious and unsettled, Jack decides to investigate with his siblings, Prudence and Barney. They enlist the help of their monster friends, including the goblin hacker Snarg and the invisible mischief maker Blot. Together, they begin decoding the message. Monster School mayhem, meanwhile. Jack's younger brother Barney accidentally activates a magical artifact at school. It opens a tiny rift, unleashing strange little creatures called Wimlings into the building. Though cute, the Wimlings multiply rapidly and feed off electricity. Jack and his monster friends rush to contain them before humans notice. After a chaotic chase through classrooms and science labs, they trap the creatures in a ghost jar, but the artifact pulses again. This was just a test. The legend of the Frightborn. Jack digs into old monster legends and learns about the Frightborn, a group of ancient monsters imprisoned long ago. They were sealed away for trying to open a gate to the shadow between worlds. Their leader, a powerful entity called Umbrin, is believed to have survived in fragments. Jack connects the signal from the Hollow Nest to Umbrin's awakening. He fears someone is trying to gather the missing pieces of Umbrin's soul. If reunited, he could open the gate and bring eternal night. Trouble at the creature market. Jack and the crew travel to the hidden market, a secret place where monsters trade magical items. They discover that pieces of Umbrin's essence are being sold on the black market. A shady monster named Slickfang is behind the trafficking. Jack tries to warn the council again, but is brushed off. He and Prudence steal one of the fragments and are attacked by shadow beasts. They barely escape with help from an old friend, the werewolf DJ Luna Howls. Nightmare escaped that night. Jack has a terrifying dream where Umbrin speaks to him through shadows. He wakes up in cold sweat to find the shadow beast now following him. Snarg believes they're being drawn to the stolen essence. The team tries to destroy it, but instead it fuses with Barney's backpack. Now Barney is unknowingly carrying a living piece of Umbrin. The shadows begin influencing him subtly. The Hollow Nest beckons after tracking the origin of the distress signal. The group travels to the Hollow Nest, a forgotten prison fortress buried underground. It's crawling with broken wards and ancient symbols. They find the prison has been breached, cells shattered, old monsters missing. A message is scrawled across a wall. Umbrin rises. The team realizes they're too late. Someone is already gathering followers. Suddenly, they're attacked by reanimated bone creatures guarding the last shard. Council in crisis back home. The Monster Council finally takes Jack seriously after receiving proof from the Hollow Nest. But the council is divided. Some monsters support the Frightborn's return, believing in their cause. Tensions grow between monster factions, and the city starts experiencing strange phenomena: reverse time, shifting skies, and whispering walls. Jack pleads for unity, but mistrust clouds reason. In the chaos, Slickfang escapes custody and takes another essence shard with him. Jack knows they must act before the Frightborn complete Umbrin. The disguise spell to sneak into the Frightborn's territory. Jack and the team use an ancient disguise spell. They take on creepy monster forms and head into the Gloam Realm, a dimension warped by fear. Barney, more and more influenced by Umbrin, begins hearing voices and predicting events. Prudence grows worried and confronts Jack about their little brother. Jack refuses to believe Barney is in danger, until Barney vanishes into the shadows. The group splits to find him before it's too late. Into the Gloam, Jack journeys deeper into the Gloam Realm, where reality bends and time repeats. He faces visions of past regrets, manipulated by Umbrin's illusions. Meanwhile, Barney is lured to a throne made of bones and dreams. Umbrin appears, partially reborn, and offers Barney power in exchange for trust. Barney refuses but absorbs another shard unwillingly, making Umbrin stronger. the monster begins forming in the real world through cracks in the veil. Monster vs. Monster, the Frightborn launch their first attack on the human world, releasing fear creatures into neighborhoods. The peaceful monsters try to stop them, but battles break out across cities. Jack's crew returns just in time to stop a dream storm from destroying downtown. With Barney still missing, Jack blames himself and begins to question his leadership. Prudence reminds him why they fight: for peace, for monsters, and for each other. They decide to take the final shard before Umbren can get it. The final shard, the last shard, lies in the possession of the Warden of Whispers, a giant spider scribe who lives in the archive of the Forgotten. She agrees to give the shard only if Jack answers 3 riddles of fear. Each riddle forces Jack to confront personal doubts and regrets. He answers bravely and earns the shard, but not before it calls to Umbren. The shadows arrive in a storm and take the shard by force. The warden falls, warning Jack. The final hour draws near. The return of Barney returns. But he's different. His eyes glow faintly and he speaks in riddles and future tense phrases. Jack hugs him, but Prudence warns something's off. Barney reveals Umbren is almost fully restored, using him as a conduit. He gives Jack a secret plan. Umbren's one weakness is laughter and memory, things he can't fully corrupt. Jack believes Barney's still in there, somewhere. Gathering the resistance, Jack unites monster allies from across the globe. Swamp beasts, attic trolls, friendly ghosts, and even former Frightborn sympathizers. They rally at the Last Light Citadel, a hidden fortress powered by joy and imagination. Prudence leads training while Jack inspires hope. Snarg crafts new gadgets using human and monster tech fusion. The team plans a final stand at the Rift of Shudders where Umbren will rise. Barney warns, it must be tonight or never. The rift opens. Umbren begins tearing the veil between worlds, creating a swirling rift over the city. Nightmares pour into reality, distorting buildings and sky alike. Humans panic, but some remember the good monsters from last year and try to help. Jack and the crew fly into the storm aboard a ghost-powered Zeppelin. They're attacked midair by sky serpents but make it through. Below, Umbren's full form begins to emerge, towering, ancient, and dripping with shadows. The battle for balance, the final battle, begins with monster versus monster, human allies aiding with light and sound weapons. Jack and Prudence fight side by side, blasting fear shadows with laughter-charged devices. Barney confronts Umbren alone, attempting to resist the corruption. With the team's help, he regains control and breaks the conduit link. Umbren weakens, but still has enough power to collapse both worlds. Jack decides it's time for the ultimate risk. Jack's last trick, Jack uses the Mirror of Meaning, an ancient item that reflects one's truest self. He steps into the light and draws Umbren in, forcing the monster to see his own forgotten origins. Umbren was once a joyful creature twisted by fear and rejection. Exposed, the darkness shatters, freeing the monsters Umbren had consumed. The rift closes and peace returns, but the mirror breaks forever. Jack collapses, exhausted but alive. Peace restored. The Monster Council recognizes Jack's heroism and declares the Unity Charter, a permanent agreement of trust between humans and monsters. Barney is fully recovered, though he occasionally glows when near shadowy places. Snarg is promoted to Monster Tech Ambassador. Prudence starts a podcast with Luna Howells about monster myths. Jack receives a medal in a mysterious box labeled "Only open if it starts again." He smiles, just in case. A Halloween to remember months later, Halloween returns, now a shared holiday between humans and monsters. Streets are filled with spooky fun, both real and pretend. Jack and his friends enjoy the peace but keep watch. Barney jokes, no rifts this year, right? Everyone laughs until the sky flickers just once. Jack grabs his bag. But let's not take chances. Tease for Spooky Jack 3 in a post-credit scene, deep in the void where Umbren was banished. A ripple moves through the darkness. A low voice mutters, a fear fades, but dread lingers. A pair of glowing green eyes open, not Umbren's. The screen cuts to black with a slash of lightning. To be continued.